Let's get into it today. I want to, of course, bring in Nancy Beaton, who is, of course, the president of Uphold US. Great to have you back on the show. We had one interview with you,
We
but it
did. We
was
were at Ripple
real time.
12.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. It's great to
it
be
was
back.
good. Well, good. Well, Nancy, first of all, thanks for coming in on the show today. We'll obviously dive into a lot of things, Ripple, what Uphold is doing, really get an idea of where you see the markets kind of flowing. Just as a reminder for everybody, because this is one of the reasons we asked Nancy and her team to come on, is Uphold was one of the few companies that actually maintained trading on XRP during the time in which the SEC was engaging. And I love this statement right here that you guys had. It says, "We trust other exchanges will adopt similar stances rather than rushing to judgment ahead of the court's decision." That was something that I thought was kind of funny, because we saw a lot of exchanges delisting a lot of things. And even if you look at, even if you look at some of the exchanges after we saw, kind of those, I'll call it the Target 7, there were several tokens, Solana, Cardano, Mini, that pretty much got targeted. Many exchanges kind of held their line after that. So kudos to what you guys did on that scenario. First question to you is really kind of getting into your thoughts in general around RLUSD and what's happening overall. I'm looking at Brad Garlinghouse's tweet right here. They've got final approval coming through. I know you guys are a launch partner. What are your thoughts right now? Do you feel like Ripple is going to be very successful with RLUSD?
Yeah, we're super excited. I saw the news yesterday. They got an NYDFS approval. That's terrific. I think that's one of the cornerstones of the RLUSD token. It's high regulatory standard. I think the transparency that it's going to offer with the audits will be very appealing to users as well. And I think in general, my prediction 2025 will be the year of stablecoins. I think they will be the vehicle for cross-border payments. I think they are going to solve a lot of the issues that we see with traditional payments right now. Stablecoins are instant, they're 24/7, they're borderless. They are transparent in nature across the payments. So I think they're really going to take over the space. So I think one like this, I think will take off because it does have a high regulatory standard. And I do think that personally, people will appreciate the transparency that they're bringing to market as well.
If you look at what, there's a lot of things that are happening within the stablecoin market. We'll talk about your announcements today as well. But everybody has been kind of waiting with bated breath on when RLUSD would actually roll out. What is your prediction? Do you think we'll get an RLUSD before the end of the year, or do you think this could roll into 2025?
I hope so, right? We've already announced we're going to be a launch partner. I saw, they just got NYDFS approval. So I'm hoping that it's coming soon. We don't have a date yet to share. We clearly have a large XRP community and followers. So I know they're eager for this. So I'm hoping it's by the end of the year. We'll see.
It is. I was looking at a lot of different scenarios. If you look at just the Trustlines that were on RLUSD, if I go down and pull that down, look at that. There's like 14,000 trust lines on this right now. So that's crazy.
It's a good sign
for that much demand. And this is something that I think we'll continue to see grow, because the last time we looked at this, not even a week ago, it was maybe 1/3 of that. So you guys will probably do very well on being able to have it on there. How many stable coins do you offer right now within Uphold?
Yeah, we offer multiple stable coins. It depends on the jurisdiction and the regulatory standards that we have to meet in each of the markets. So it varies by country, by territory, and by regulation. But, of course, we have many of the regulars, the Tethers, the USDCs, the PYUSDs, the new one, the USBC, and hopefully when Ripple is available and Ripple makes RLUSD available, we'll have that too.
Do you think there will be some benefits that users will look at the RLUSD and say, yeah, I'll go that route instead, whether it's yield or availability, instant settlement, transparency on their holdings? What do you think is going to be kind of the draw to RLUSD?
I don't know. I'm thinking at the end of 2025, are we even calling them stable coins, or are they just money?
That'd be interesting.
So, I feel like, those types of things that can offer additional benefits, the regulatory standard, the transparency, maybe some sort of return or earnings. I think all those things are super attractive to users and could bring them over to prefer one over the other.
Tether is getting delisted from Coinbase just around the corner here on December the 13th. RLUSD shows up on the Coinbase wallet just about, hopefully we'll see that very soon as well. Interesting point here. Do you think that Tether will get, I don't want to say hurt, but I mean, just, people just market share loss because there will only be, liquidity is going to flow to, a handful of potential stablecoins. Do you think Tether could potentially use or lose some market cap with RLUSD coming into play?
Yeah, I think it's not just about one token or the other, but I think you're going to have a lot more regulatory clarity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you will have tokens that have been in the market for a while that may not meet those regulations, right? In
Yep.
Europe, for example, or, with the new regulations coming in the US. So I think those that are coming to market that can meet the regulatory clarity and provide those users will be the winners. And I think it's going to be a higher standard than we've traditionally had in the past. So I think those that can meet that higher standard probably have a better shot of being the token that people prefer in the market.
Yeah, short answer is I think yes, you're right. It's going to be a demand based on, and a demand based on not only that clarity, what we're seeing in terms of reputation around the scenario of how those funds are backed, which has been, kind of one of the knocks on Tether for a while. If you look at Coinbase, for instance, right now, if I go to Coinbase, USDC is kind of the favored stablecoin. There are others there that I can use, but USDC kind of the favorite. If I log into the Uphold app, what is going to be the favored stablecoin, in the future if I have USDC, RLUSD in there? I guess for ease of use, what would it look like for Uphold?
Yeah, I think USDC is the favored coin on Coinbase because they offer a return on USDC.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's a single token, a single return on that token. So it naturally, I think, gains more market share on that platform.
Yeah.
I think if you come to our platform, you can go to our Uphold transparency page. You can see all of our assets and all of our liabilities updated every 30 seconds. And so you'll see that, we reflect more of the market, right? You'll see a heavy Tether, a heavy USD sort of split with some of the others kind of filling in that market share. So we're more market, I guess, related. We have announced just today that we are launching our first loyalty program. That loyalty program will let people unlock rewards on stablecoins for doing everyday tasks. Deposit $50, open up the app, make a $50 trade. So all of those things will allow users now to earn on multiple stablecoins on Uphold. And I think you'll see the attraction around those around those stablecoins really take off, and you'll see them gain more market share on our platform.
So in terms of that program, I know you had a lot of elements on the rewards side. What are some of the rewards that I would be expecting within the Uphold ecosystem?
They're meaningful rewards, right? One is earning rewards on stablecoins. So you can earn 5.25% on the USDC stablecoin. You can earn 5% on PYUSD and USDC right now. And so that's best rates in the market, and it's choice. The market can choose which of those tokens they want to participate in and earn those high rewards. The second reward I think people are going to be super excited about is 24-hour early access to every new token we list on Uphold. So it will give people a first mover advantage, which we know is really important and highly valued, especially by our community. And then the third reward you can unlock right now is special token reports. So blockchain reports, project reports, token reports, insights, market reports, so that you can be a better and more informed participant. We'll change these rewards, we'll add to them, we'll grow them, we'll add new ones as our users give us feedback and we can see what else that they're looking for, but we'll keep the program going.
All right, so I can't imagine that RLUSD would not be in those kinds of rewards list when it becomes available. Can you confirm that?
I hope so. I think we got to get it launched first. So we're waiting on a launch date and then we can take it from there.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to take that as a good maybe.
We know our community would love it, right? We have a lot of XRP users, so we listen to the community.
Well, there you go. All right, so let's get into a couple other things. One of the things that I'm looking at is if you look at Robinhood You look at Coinbase, many people are kind of chasing that yield. On Coinbase, you've got to convert cash to USDC. Robinhood, I can still retain some earnings there. What is the likelihood of that working? And is there a different model for yield structures for Uphold, especially with cash, USDC, et cetera, playing out within your platform?
Passive income and earning on your digital assets or your USD is a high priority, right? We're all trying to maximize our earnings and, our financial stake that we have. So there's two things. You can earn on USD right now at Uphold. We have a high interest USD account. You can deposit USD and you can earn 4.6%. You can use that USD to immediately trade from our anything to anything. You can go back and forth from that account to buy digital assets or sell digital assets back into that account. Now, with the addition of the new rewards program, where you can earn rewards on stablecoins as well, now we're letting people earn on their USD and now letting people earn on their digital assets. But we know it's a high priority for our users, so we're looking to see how can they earn at every turn.
Yeah, I think you look at the market. I was looking at this statement from Jerry Allaire breaking their news that Circle was launching on Binance, and the point is that there's a lot of competition right now, so it becomes one of those scenarios that's very positive for the consumer, for the trader, that is going to be able to get all this. So I definitely love that, and I think your statement of what you announced right here, on all these new benefits, I think this is going to kind of level you guys up in terms of one of the go-tos out there. What else are you guys looking at when you think about the roadmap for Uphold and what you're hearing from your users? I play with the app. I use it all mostly on a testing purpose right now to try to understand really kind of the functionality of it. Anything that you could share that might be coming down the road for Uphold?
Yeah, well, first we have to change that, Paul. That has to be your go-to.
The go-to.
I think there's so many things for people to be able to do. I think we have unique features not offered elsewhere. We have, more tokens. We typically list tokens first in the US before other exchanges. We also have earnings on USD in this high interest savings account. We now have rewards on stablecoins. You can now have 24-hour early access to anything we list. And since we typically list first, that's giving you an even bigger first mover advantage.
Right.
And then we have other things, like trailing stop loss that you don't see elsewhere, where you can put in what percent you want to feel comfortable so that you're maybe not watching the market every minute, but you're protecting your financial assets. We have a lot of those tools as well. So, I think there's a lot of advantages that we have that we bring to market. That's on top of our transparency, the fact that we never loan out customer money and that we publish all of our assets and liabilities every 30 seconds on our website for people to see. So I think all those are advantages. I think, as the market opens up in 2025, we're already seeing that now, right? Since November, it's been an explosion of both re-engagement of users coming and doing more on the platform, but even new users to the platform. So I think there's going to be a whole new crop of users that are interested in getting involved in crypto that want to understand how do they do it? How easy can we make it? Where do they start? They're going to want security around their assets. These are people who are financially educated, but maybe they haven't been in the crypto game for a while. So right now we're looking at all those opportunities, and I think you'll see us take advantage of them more in Q1 as well, especially as we grow the rewards program too.
I was looking at your Topper product. Explain to me a little bit for our audience what Topper is, how it works. Give me the insights.
Yeah, Topper is a great product. So what Topper is a way to buy and now sell, as of 2 weeks ago, crypto assets using your credit and debit card. So you can put in that you want to buy XRP into the platform here at topperpay.com. You can use a credit card, you can use a debit card, and then you can send those assets to a self-custodial wallet or any wallet. So you're buying here, you're sending it to your own wallet. Same with the sell. You can bring assets in, you can sell assets, and then you can put that money on a Visa or MasterCard debit card. So, it's an easy way to buy and sell those assets, especially if you're somebody that has your own wallets. Yeah. When we look at the market for Topper Pay, it's really that I'll say self-custodial wallet holder that wants to easily get in and out of assets. So we have more assets than anyone, 5 times more assets than anyone on an on or off ramp. So they can come in and buy and sell their assets. When we look at the market for that, we can see that there's very little overlap with those that are coming to Uphold. So less than 3% overlap in customers between serving the market that already has a wallet that just needs a way to buy and sell crypto, or serving a market that wants the convenience of a centralized exchange where we custodian their assets. So now we can reach both of these audiences with both of our offerings.
Meme tokens have been on the front of the news for almost every platform out there. XRP is starting to just now see a little bit of activity for meme tokens.
Yeah.
Is it likely that we could see meme tokens listed available on Uphold for XRP in the future?
So we have listed meme tokens, right? I mean, anybody that's been to the app this week sees that the happy token is on a countdown, will be available this week. We have a listing process. So we look at all the tokens in the market. People can bring us tokens. We scour the market for tokens. Roughly about 30% of the tokens we look at actually get approved to be listed. We look and do diligence on the project, on the marketing, on, what they're promising and not promising in the market. And so we'll go through that in our listing committee, and then we'll approve them for listing. So, I would say those tokens should, reach out to us so that we can start the due diligence and, bring them to our customers.
As far as, security, because this is something that a lot of our audience asks all the time. What's the best exchange? Everybody that was in the last bull run, they went through the scenarios we'll talk about in a second, but there were some exchanges out there that ran into problems. Trading was halted. There was all kind of interesting moves within the market. And I'm wondering if that's going to happen now. So when I talk about Uphold, are you guys a US-based company? How is your structure set up? Where are your licensures set up right now?
Yeah, so we have entities globally. We do have a US-based company, an HQ company. We also have a company that is in the UK. We have licenses that we are looking at. We have MTLs in the United States. We have one of the few FCA licenses in the UK. We have said that we're in the pre-registration process in Canada. We also have entities, in the Caribbean. We are looking at the new MiCA legislation and regulatory requirements as well for Europe. So if there are licenses to be had and there are regulations to follow, you will find that we do that, right? In our 10-year history, we are working to be as compliant as possible. And that's why I think, for the US specifically, we're looking forward to the clarity around the regulations, because that will allow us to, do and grow business here even further. So we have entities globally, we have business globally, and we try to get as all the licenses and be as regulatory compliant as possible.
So you're trying to sell this to new users. I'm just thinking somebody that's watching this right now, they haven't purchased any crypto. They're thinking about jumping into the market, and they're looking at the available exchanges out there. Coinbase is going to be one. Robinhood is going to be one. Uphold is going to be one. What would be the core for Uphold to get that user for the very first time if you're talking to one of our audience right now?
Yeah. It's interesting. And I would tell you, I've had more friends reach out to me about getting started in crypto. And I'll tell you what they tell me. One is transparency and security. So how do they know where are the funds? How are the funds used? I always share with them how we promote transparency. Every 30 seconds, it's updated. I always promote to them that we never lend out customer funds. I also talk to them about we're unique in that we are not an exchange, but we are tied to 30 different trading venues. So it's almost that you can come to us and we can shop the market so you don't have to. Mm-hmm. Because the idea that you have to have multiple wallets to get the best price across multiple exchanges can be very complex and tedious for somebody new in the market. So let us do the shopping for you, right? You come to us and we shop across 30 venues. I think we have the most tokens. So whether you want to start in the majors, but then you can gradually, just like you do, maybe your own portfolio, you can graduate out to maybe you're interested in meme coins in that community. Maybe you're interested in fintech or financial enterprise tokens. We have the most that you can do that. And I think we have the tools that make it easy, right? Recurring buys, trailing stop loss, take profit. So you can get in and feel really comfortable about where you're putting your dollars. And then lastly, with the rewards and our high USD savings account, high earnings, you can earn on those assets all day long without doing anything. And that's really appealing, I think, to this new market.
Coinbase was even hit with a community note on the situation where there were problems with people being able to withdraw funds. And it was pretty straightforward. We had people that, were even in our comments saying, yeah, that happened to me, screenshots we've seen all throughout Twitter. So my question to you is Uphold prepared for a bull market, continuation here, possibly a blow off top on altcoins that could really accelerate over the next 6 months? And if you are, have you guys ever been in a situation where you've had to halt withdrawals, situations on actual trading? Any of those kind of scenarios fall into what you guys have dealt with here in the last couple of bull runs?
I mean, those situations for us really haven't been attributed to a run on new users and new people coming in and users reactivating. I think what we've seen a lot since November is twofold, right? We've seen a lot of new users into our wallet, right? We see a lot of people getting interested in crypto right now, right? The regime is super favorable. The market's super favorable. Bitcoin all-time highs. So we see a flood of people coming in. I think what that does is your front-end processes have to be in place, right? Because you have to process all these people coming in. And, it's sort of like opening a bank account, right? You have to have an ID. You have to go through a KYC process. So I think the processes piece we have been good at, and we have seen no issues on the funnel coming in. It's also activated a lot of customers that maybe had been very active in the 21 bull market, but then had been maybe on the sidelines a little bit for the last year or so. And so they've come back into the process, right? And now people are, looking for passwords and looking to reset their 2FA and all those types of things. So I think it's even just reigniting your base as well. And so we've been working through those tickets with them, but now we're in a really good place and both are running on all cylinders.
Well, it's good to hear. I mean, I think that's going to be a big factor, I think, especially for, like you mentioned, people that were around kind of during the bear market, were maybe actively or lightly trading, and now they're starting to really step it up, which is what we're seeing a lot right now, just with the explosion of our own audience.
Right.
Of course, for everybody that has kind of seen that, we always love to get your comments, by the way. So if you have questions for Uphold, drop them down in the comments. We'll try to ask as many or get as many answers as we can on those as well. A couple other questions I have for you, and this is in reference, I was looking at one of your support pages. This is in reference on your withdrawals for cryptocurrency. So there are fees. Right now you have it's basically $1 per network apparently, based on which network you choose. But the point I'm getting at, do you think we'll get to a point where, like with Coinbase and using USDC on Base, it's free to move around? Is there a possibility that we might see that with some of these stable coins, including Circle, USDC, and maybe even RLUSD coming out of Uphold?
Yeah, it's possible. I think we're very market led. Now, it's no easy feat to integrate a number of blockchains, right? We have over 30 blockchains that we're integrated into, and each one is an effort. So, it's not without investment on our part to make it easy for all of these digital assets to move around. But I think with stablecoins specifically, I think they are going to be so fluid that you could see us and others really looking at how do we remove all friction from doing that. So I think that could be a possibility for sure.
Okay, I like that. Good news. Last thing I have two questions for you, and this is mostly on products that we as researchers and analysts and media are always being asked about. Two of the biggest ones. One is always credit cards and how that's going to work with an exchange account, a trading account, a depository account, etc. Robinhood seems to have kind of the ace in the hole right now with their gold card. But the knock on that is they haven't rolled it out very fast. It's very limited on it going out to users. But it's got some really great benefits, very similar to what you guys are doing on loyalty rewards. Are you guys planning anything around a credit card potential in the future?
Yeah. So one, we have a debit card already in the UK. We had a debit card in the US, but we needed to change providers. So we still value that. I think the market values that. We would like to have it. So I think it is a priority for us to try to get something out in the US market. I think that relates to the larger sort of almost like crypto neobank financial capabilities that people are looking for. I think it's you combination of that plus the high interest savings account plus the ability to direct deposit your paycheck plus the ability to use your crypto to pay bills or DCA into crypto directly from your paycheck. I think all those things, the way that we use money today, we'll want to use with digital assets. So I think all those things we are big fans of, and we've started with a few of those products, but we'll definitely be bringing out more.
Okay, all right. And then have you heard of payroll services starting to go into a scenario where crypto could be utilized as an I mean, I've seen a handful of them that we've started to see out there, but if you look at Gusto or ADT, some of the big payroll services out there, a lot of this could, like you mentioned, the ability to take direct deposits, do some sort of investing strategy around that. Anything like that you think could be in the cards for companies like Uphold?
I think it should be, right? We have an entire enterprise business that has a full suite of APIs that are connected to our platform. So payroll companies should be looking at that. They should be connecting directly into our APIs and being able to give their recipients a choice. Because it's difficult, right? It's difficult to have a US-based company and you might have a freelancer in Argentina. You might have somebody that works overseas. It is difficult to pay that person. And so I think, again, back to solving real world needs, the idea that you could pay them in stablecoins instantly, no borders, right? 24/7 and transparently, I think, resonates really well with anybody, whether it's a gig economy worker or it is somebody on your full-time payroll that wants to be paid in cryptocurrency, and we can enable that for payment and payroll companies.
Well, excellent. Well, we got to get Gusto to do something here in the U.S. because that's a big one. I think they're very forward thinking. It's been one of the few that I've seen that might try something like that. So we're always interested. And this cycle, we've started to see a lot more neo utilities from whether it's payroll, credit cards, a lot of the banking solutions, loyalty and rewards that are really starting to play into that. Seems like you guys are on the front of that as well. So Nancy, it was great having you on today. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
It was great to talk to you again, Paul. Look forward to the next one.
You bet. All right. Excellent. So you guys, if you're not in our Diamond Circle, make sure and jump in on that right now. It's our great place for additional content. We do podcasts over there, additional research, all sorts of cool goodies that you guys can do by just clicking the link down below and joining. It's free. And of course, reach me out there on X at Paul Barron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.